Joe Rogan was interviewing Candace Owens, and Joe Rogan had this to say about Jesus.
This super smart guy is an evangelical Christian.
Yes.
So does he believe like Jesus came back to life?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, he's an evangelical Christian.
So he believes that someone died, and then 3 days later, they came back to life, and that they walked on water and.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. I haven't really gotten into it. Was that?
Okay, stop right there. Yes, Joe. We believe that someone walked water, that someone died and was dead 3 days, and yes, Joe Rogan, we believe that God raised him from the dead.
Happy Resurrection Day, everybody. I pray everyone had a chance to go out and celebrate the risen Savior. I did today with my family. It was a glorious service. Got a chance to come home, change clothes. You see, I put on my Bama shirt because Bama's making to the Final Four for the first time, Roll Tide. But coming because as we get closer and closer to the election, we're starting to see spiritual wickedness in the high places. It's always been there, but the enemy, the devil, is getting more and more blatant in his display of his hatred for Christianity. The latest example is President Joe Biden declaring that today would be the National Day of Transgender Visibility. Now, he's always done this on March 31st, but it is mighty interesting that he chose to do it this year and proclaim it before he said anything about Easter.
President Biden tried to mess this day up. Show what he put it on the screen. I'm going to preach to you today. But when you come to upper room, you have to come ready. Look at this. President Biden declares Easter Sunday the highest holy day on our calendar of the year for Christians. He declares Easter Sunday as Trans Day of Visibility.
Now, let me say this. I know what the enemy is doing. The enemy is trying to paint Christians as fearmongers, as old, as outdated, as lacking empathy, as full of hatred, bigots, all these things, because we choose not to go with the culture. We choose to say, no, you were made a man, you were made a woman. That's the way God intended for you to live your life. God did not intend for you to transform. You can't transform no matter what you do externally. Inside, you're still a man, you're still a woman. So we're not coming against any person that is dealing with that gender dysphoria. We're not coming against any of that. But what I'm coming against is the spirit that's causing people to think that way. And that same spirit is operating through Joe Biden in the White House to intentionally disrespect Christians, intentionally disrespect the most holy day in Christianity. Now, I'm not about holy days because God's not about holy days, but I am about the act of the resurrection, because without the act of the resurrection, there is no Christianity, period. The Bible talks about that. Paul says, if Christ did not raise from the dead, then we are of all men the most pitiable. That means we're the most pathetic, but he did rise from the dead. And to see the president of the United States. And it's funny, people make a big deal about Trump and his Bible. Well, I'm not a fan of what Trump did either. What Joe Biden did in terms of disrespecting Christians is far worse than what Trump was trying to do, trying to sell Bibles. And black folks, black Christians, this was a shot to you again. Will you continue to vote your race? Will you continue to vote your group, or vote against your true values, your true convictions? That choice is yours.
That is august wickedness. That is wickedness to the core. It's wrong. It's evil. He would have never picked the high holy day of any other religion and did that. And we're talking about a man who's raised Catholic.
Yeah, we talk about a man who says he's Catholic, who always talks about his Catholic upbringing.
who should know better and might be meeting the maker soon. Because ain't nobody here to stay forever. And you're going to take the audacity to do this. And I don't want to just hurt you because it's Easter Sunday. And all this will tie into the message. But it didn't start with Joe Biden. In 2009, I warned everybody, but y'all wouldn't listen. President Barack Obama was the one who started this thing.
Facts. I made a video talking about President Obama, who was the first gay president. He wasn't the first black president. He was the first gay president.
But he barred on Easter all religious symbols. But Easter is a religious holiday.
Well, it's supposed to be, but obviously they've commercialized Easter like they commercialize Christmas. And this will be another video for another day. I call it Resurrection Day because Easter has its own connotations.
Everybody's telling the Christian to shut up. Everybody's telling the Christian to stand down. Here's what I see them doing. I see society constantly drawing a line and telling Christians, step back. Step back. And as far as I'm concerned, we've run out of real estate. We can't
step back any further. It's time to push forward.
Back any further. I'm not stepping back. I believe this. I believe this. I believe the God of this book. He's more powerful than any political party. I'm more loyal to him. That's why I'm a registered non-affiliate. I'm more loyal to him than I am anyone on this earth. And I tell you, anybody who tries to not only secularize Easter, but to make Easter abominable. Trans people are confused people.
And just to show you what the proclamation looked like, here it is. There you have it. From whitehouse.gov. Now therefore I, Joseph R. Biden Jr., President of the United States of America, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Constitution and the laws of the United States, do hereby proclaim March 31st, 2024 as Transgender Day of Visibility. I call upon all Americans to join us in lifting up the lives and voices of transgender people throughout our nation and to work toward eliminating violence and discrimination based on gender identity. What about eliminating discrimination and hatred towards Christians? What about stopping the unlawful acts by your government, the weaponization of your government against Christians? And it doesn't stop there. Like Bishop Wooden said, he outlawed religious displays at the White House for Easter. You don't believe me? Here we go. The submission guidelines for the White House. So if you look at it, the submission must not contain material that violates or infringes any rights of any other party, including but not limited to copyright, trademark, privacy, publicity, or any other intellectual property rights. But look here. The submission must not include any questionable content, religious symbols, overtly religious themes. Easter is a religious holiday. It celebrates the resurrection of Jesus Christ. It is overtly religious or partisan political statements. If you didn't know now, this is a spiritual battle that's taking place. The Bible talks about woe to those who call evil good and good evil. There is a battle between the kingdom of light and the kingdom of darkness. Now, it's not really a battle because the kingdom of light has already won, but the battle is in the hearts and minds of human beings, in the hearts and minds of people. And when you have the president of the United States who blatantly disparages, disrespects Easter, Resurrection Sunday, and instead wants to highlight transgenderism, then you know you are fighting against an anti-God, anti-biblical, anti-American spirit. So my question to my black brothers and sisters, but to all Christians, but in particular to my black brothers and sisters who are Christians, who went to church today, who are going to their families' homes for Easter Sunday, Resurrection Sunday dinner, will you continue to overlook, turn the other way, not pay attention to the blatant disrespect of your Lord and Savior, of your faith, or will you find a way to justify it? Will you find a way to say that the Democratic Party is just a vehicle you're using to accomplish your social justice aims? That is the question. Honestly, that's the question on the table. That's been the question on the table for the last 60 some odd years. And obviously the answer has always been people have chose to worship man than God. Jesus said he came to bring a sword. You must decide. Are you going to serve him or serve mammon? Are you going to serve him or serve the world? Are you going to serve him or serve the devil? That choice is up to you. Do you want to continue to make yourself and make your communities victims? That's the question. We're not victims. We are empowered for greatness.